Shabbat Shalom.
It's wonderful to be here. Almost Thanksgiving around the weekend of Thanksgiving and Hanukkah, and it's always Shabbat here at Temple Emanu-El on Friday nights, and so we're here together. And you might notice it's a little bit of a different setup. This is the late Shabbat setup. We do the late Shabbat at 8:30 on the second Friday of every month for the young adult program, and we just decided that we would do it tonight for all of you. It's a regular Shabbat service, but it seems a little different, but it's still Shabbat, so we think you're going to like it a lot. So we wanted to welcome our B'nai Mitzvah families to light the Shabbat candles for us. And so I'm going to call up Miriam and Ryder and their two families, two separate tables, to light the Shabbat candles. And I want to remind everybody, we are unmasked up here, and we ask that you all stay masked in the congregation.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Mazel tov to both of you, to your families. We look forward to celebrating with you tomorrow morning. You can head back to your seats. And while we're on this moment of saying Mazel tov and excited for these two simchas tomorrow morning, does anyone else have a simcha that they would just give us a one-sentence update on? Something good that's happening?
What's a simcha, Rabbi?
It is a joy. It is a joy. Thank you for the translation reminder. Yeah. Daughter and sister birthday. Anything else? Yeah. You're with your family. And who has a family in town that they're so glad to see that they didn't get to be with last year? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Who else? Any other simchas? Uh-huh. Say, I didn't hear. You were with your family away. Beautiful. Mm-hmm. Anyone else? Uh-huh. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
This is my last Shabbat of my 30s. That's true. Yeah. Your anniversary.
Nice.
Mazel tov.
I think somebody in our congregation turned 100 years old last week. Rita Semmel. That's a big simcha for our whole community.
Yep. Indeed. Oh, one more. Oh.
Wow.
Great. Good.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. It's your first time at a Shabbat service. Welcome.
Thank
We're
you.
so glad you're here.
Is there anybody else here that it's your first time here? Yeah.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Okay. We're going to continue as we sing some psalms to bring in Shabbat with joy. Page 15 in our Siddur.
In my Siddur, it's page 16. Oh, I see where you are. Sorry, I've moved to 16.
Never mind, it's page 16.
I'm going to teach you just this one word. In Hebrew, the word for melody or music is zemer. And if we conjugate it like we're going to do the singing, the word is zamru. So everybody, can you say zamru?
Zamru.
Okay, so there's a little call, response, repeat after me part. So we say zameru.
Zameru.
Let's do it again. Zameru.
Zameru.
Don't be shy.
Zameru l'Adonai bechinor, bechinor v'kol zimra, bechatzotrot v'kol shofar. Hariu lifnei hamelech Adonai, zameru. And if there's any harmonizers in the room, this is really good for you. Zameru. Zameru.
We continue on page 20 with Lecha Dodi, and Lecha Dodi is the melody, the words that the Kabbalists in Sfat would use to lift up their souls whenever Shabbat came. And so it is with great joy that we bring Shabbat in. We almost call her at different times a bride. So if you think about that in that loving way that we embrace Shabbat, that Shabbat embraces us. Lecha Dodi.
And this melody comes to us from, actually a Jewish community in Uganda, and they're called the Abu Yadaya community. And they write a bunch of beautiful music to our prayers, and this is one we learned from them. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'diborecha, ki yishmi'anu el hamichad. Adonai echad u'shemo echad, shemo tiferet v'litila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelchan, ki hi mikor habracha, ve'rosh mikedem nesucha. Sof ma'aseh Shabbat nefila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Ittoreri, ki ba'orech uri shedaberi, kivod Adonai alayich tigra. Lecha Dodi kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Oi v'shalom, ateret ma'alav, gam b'simcha ובסוף עולם, תוך אמוניה סגולה, אוי חלה, אוי חלה, הולך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. הולך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה.
Please be seated.
As we continue with Shalom Alechem, which is about welcoming angels, I want to welcome also those who are joining us online. It's good to have you with us, whether you're here in person or here digitally.
We're on page number. What page is that, Rabbi?
I think it's 22. Nope, it's not. It's 24.
24. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Chasharet, Malachei Elyon.
we rise for Baruch.
We're on page 28. We're going to remain standing for the Shema. And the Shema is known as the watchword of our faith, but it's really all about listening and staying aware. And one thing I just want to remind everybody as we are standing here together, for those of you who are at home and joining us, that Shabbat is simply miraculous. Before there was Shabbat, before there was a way for us to stop once a week for 25 hours, when did people even get a vacation? There was no such thing as a vacation. People just worked and worked and worked. And I wasn't there at that time. I mean, I'm old, but I wasn't there at the time when there was no Shabbat. It was like 4,000 years ago. But just imagine this expansive time without a break, without a way to pull yourself out of the mundane and go into holy time. So I just want to remind ourselves not to be complacent in the face of these 25 hours. The Jews love Shabbat so much that we added an extra hour. So we begin when the sun sets, and we end when there's 3 stars in the sky at Havdalah on Saturday night. That you can make miracles happen by just observing the fact that that day, this day to come, is just different. And you make it a little bit different. And so what I thought was what was going to happen for the almost 2 years we were in COVID. We were going to stop doing Shabbat. We were going to. More people made challah over COVID than in the history of the Jewish people. More people dedicated themselves to doing something, singing, meditating, doing something to feed their souls. So I just want to wake everybody's soul up right now and say, this is a huge gift, just being together and singing and having the next 25 hours. I know for your 2 families, it's extra special for the B'nai Mitzvah that we're going to have in our community. But if every single person here, as we get ready for the Shema, what are you witnessing that's going to be miraculous in the next 25 hours?
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Vaed.
Please be seated and join us in the V'ahavta on page 36, which is all about love. And if you don't understand the words to this prayer in Hebrew, the English is there for you. And just think about somebody that you love or someone who loves you.
And let's see if you can lead us tonight in the V'ahavta, so I'll help you start. V'ahavta.
Hayom alevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'beitecha uvlechtecha derech ושוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם מאוד על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, ובטחתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, הייתם קדושים אלוהיכם.
אני אדוני אלוהיכם, הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Adonai Elohechem Emet. And that is such music to our ears after, what, a year and a half not hearing people in the same room with us singing. It's so beautiful to hear you.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
There is this Hasidic story that I don't like very much, I confess. You may have heard it before. I'm not going to tell the whole thing, but quickly, it's the one where there's this man who's poor, and he comes to the rabbi saying, I don't have enough room in my house. And the rabbi tells him to bring his chickens in the house, and then he still doesn't have enough room to bring his goats and bring Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell and whatever it is, bring them all into the house. And then eventually, exacerbated, the rabbi tells the guy to take everything out, and then he learns the lesson that he should be grateful for what he has, right? And as we're in this week of Thanksgiving, I was thinking about how I don't really like that message of gratitude, where it's like, just be okay with what you have, and that's going to make you happy. There's something a bit, I don't know, preachy about it, or like, I don't know, you can tell someone else to be grateful. So I was thinking about gratitude and Thanksgiving as I was looking at this week's Parsha, which deals with Yosef, the story of Joseph. And it's a dark chapter in Joseph's life. He is first sold into slavery. Actually, first he is really kind of abused by his other brothers, then sold into slavery, and then he eventually ends up in jail in Egypt. So it's just really bad thing after bad thing. And I was thinking, would someone tell Joseph, you should just count your blessings, when he's sitting in the Egyptian jail? Not really like the message we want to hear when things are hard, right? At least not me. But I was also thinking about what Joseph did that no one told him to do, which is he kept doing the thing that was his power. What was his power? Dreams, interpreting dreams. He was a dreamer. Andrew Lloyd Webber wrote a great musical about it, right? There's this whole tradition that develops from him in dream interpretation, and he continues to do it no matter what is going on in his life around him. He's in the pit, he's facing his brothers, he's in jail, he dreams. He still dreams. It occurs to me that perhaps for Joseph, that dreaming was a little bit of resistance, a little bit of claiming who he was no matter what was going on around him. That you can take away a lot of things, but you can't take my dreams. And that got me thinking differently about gratitude. I still don't like that Hasidic story about the rabbi. But I was thinking, if we think of gratitude as our own power, as one of our magical powers that we can have in any moment, even when things are hard, no one can take that from you. It's a way you can be in love and in awe and in appreciation of something outside yourself. You don't have to. I am not going to tell you to fill your house with chickens. But I do want us to consider what gratitude can mean for us in difficult moments. It's easy to be grateful when things are great, right? But what's the place of power you can access in yourself to say, I'm still a full human being even when things are hard, and because of that, I will assert my gratitude. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Rabbi Rodich.
Yeah.
I feel good up here, but I'm still grateful for you and Cantor Addie. And I'm wondering, Cantor Addie, do you want to just
I'm
introduce
also
the
grateful for
beautiful
Jonathan
ensemble?
Ferris and John Hurton and Eric Schoen and Dick Bright. I know we're all grateful for them.
We are. We're grateful to have music, as Mir wrote, on Shabbat.
By the way, at the late Shabbat service, they tease much more, and they're not teasing tonight.
Oh, we can. I haven't given my
We're
sermon
being
yet.
shy.
My sermon's about teasing.
Oh, good.
I just made that up, but it will be. Thank you, Cantor Addie. That's the other thing. Cantor Addie, sometimes it's kind of like the great debate. We just give it to Cantor Addie. She throws something out. Tonight she said, talk about Joseph. So that's what we're doing. We're going to continue by singing the Micha Mocha on page 40, which actually is a time in our history of great narrowness and darkness when a lot of people had to find courage and faith and continue the dream and move forward. So Micha Mocha.
Micha mocha ba'elim Adonai, Micha mocha nedar b'kodesh, Norah tehilot, Osei Adonai yimloch leolam vaed. Adonai yimloch leolam vaed. Norah
We're going to offer a Misha Berach, a prayer for healing for those in our community who need a refuah shlema, need a complete healing. And you reminded me, Rabbi Rodich, of that sense of gratitude of a congregant who many years ago, in the few days before she died, when I asked her what I could do with her, she said, "Can you pray the Misha Berach with me?" And I said, "I will do anything with you." And she looked at me and she said, "I know I'm dying. I still want you to pray the Misha Berach for me." And I said, "Tell me why." And she said, "Because no matter how close I am or anybody is to death, we all need help to recognize how grateful we are for every single day that we have to be alive." And that totally changed the Misha Berach for me. Not just praying for people when they're on their way to getting better, but at the deepest, darkest parts of their life. Maybe when they're not, but just to allow the Misha Berach to uplift us and have gratitude wherever we are in that journey. And so we say, Misha Berach avotenu v'imotenu, hu yavarech kol hacholim b'kihila shalanu. We ask for God's continued blessing upon all those in our families and our friends who are ailing, who have illness either of body or mind or spirit. And we call upon God to bring healing to Frank Friedman, Rusty Holden, Lauren Knickerbocker, Micah Goldsmith, Nancy Frank, Lou Aronow, Kathy Sable, Harold Miller, Isaac Judah Dan, Art Pitch, Jessica Galloway, Raphael Eckert, Lauren Van Horn, Erwin Chip Cheselow, Donna Linzer, Lauren Van Horn, Caroline Kreitzberg, Stu Landisberg, and Celia Landisberg. And if anyone else would like Misha Berach said on behalf of a loved one, please say that person's name out loud.
Serena Saltis.
We hold all of those precious souls in our hearts, and we continue to uphold the Mishaberach through this journey towards healing. And we also acknowledge that we look outside, and it seems like it's getting dark at about 4 p.m. these days, doesn't it? So it's really dark. And the prayer that follows the Mishaberach tonight is the Hashkivenu. The Hashkivenu says that we all deserve a Sukkot Shalom, a precious canopy over us of safety and security and peace and love. And especially when it's dark out, before we go to sleep, we need that sense of protection. So please join us. If you're with somebody that you care about or you're here with who needs a little comfort, feel free to put your arm around them.
Ashkifenu Adonai Elokeinu l'shalom, v'chamitenu shomreinu l'chaim. Frosoleinu sukat shomecha, frosoleinu sukat shomecha.
We're going to move into the Amidah. Tonight, we will just do the first line out loud, Adonai Sefatay Tiftach, and then we invite you to be in your own prayer. The words begin, if you'd like to follow along in the book, on page 46. And as a reminder, if you'd like to, you're welcome to rise. If you'd like to follow the traditional Amidah, it's on the right-hand side of the pages, and the alternative words are on the left. It's also fine to just close your eyes and be with the prayers of your heart. And when you're ready, done with your own prayers, you can be seated.
Adonai, Adonai, Sefatay Tiftach, Ufi, Ufi, Yagid, Tekilatecha. Adonai, Adonai, Sefatay Tiftach, Ufi Yagid. This is a repeat after me song. Sweet mother, I'm coming home.
Sweet mother, I'm coming home.
Now I know I'm not alone.
Now I know I'm not alone.
'Cause I've been far.
I've been far.
Now I'm close.
Now I'm close.
Sweet mother, I'm coming home.
Sweet mother, I'm coming.
Tell me, mother, can you hear me sing?
Tell me, mother, can you hear me sing?
Your love is everything.
Your love is everything.
Heart and soul.
Heart and soul.
Breath and skin.
Breath and skin.
Your love is everything.
Your love is everything.
Oh, Father, please hold me tight.
Oh, Father, please hold me tight.
'Cause Father, I need some help tonight.
Father, I need some help tonight.
What went
What
wrong
went
will
wrong?
soon be right. Oh, Father, please hold me tight.
Oh, Father, please hold me tight.
Tell me, brother, can you hear me sing?
Father, can you hear me sing?
Your love is everything.
Your love is everything.
Heart and soul, breath and skin. Your love is everything.
Your love is everything.
Oh, sister, this world is strange.
Sister, this world is strange.
Love me, sister, and make me brave.
Love me, sister, and make me brave.
In my
In
dreams,
my dreams,
in my
in
life.
my life.
Oh, sister, this world is strange.
Oh, sister, this world is strange.
Tell me, sister, can you hear me sing?
Sister, can you hear me sing?
Your love is everything.
Your love is everything.
Heart and soul, breath and skin. Your love is everything. Let's do the last part of tacit so I can hear everybody. Oh, mother, sweet mother, I'm coming home.
Sweet mother, I'm coming home.
Now I know I'm not alone.
Now I know I'm not alone.
'Cause I've been far.
I've been far.
Now I'm close.
Now I'm close.
Sweet mother, I'm coming home.
Sweet mother, I'm coming.
Sweet mother, I'm coming home.
Sweet mother, I'm coming.
Sweet friend, I'm coming home.
Sweet friend, I'm coming.
Sweet lover, I'm coming home.
Sweet lover, I'm coming.
Thank you, Cantor Addie. You just tapped into every one of my family members.
And they're all here tonight.
A lot of them are, thanks.
Are there any other college kids back? Because I see Margot.
I heard Margot too.
Yay, we're happy to see you.
So when Rabbi Rodich and I did what are we talking about tonight? Let's talk about Joseph. It's the portion, so we're rabbis. We should talk about the portion of the week. It's interesting, you chose gratitude, I chose humility. And I think humility is something that we struggle with at different parts in our life. And before everything that you talked about, Joseph really, he was an arrogant, bratty little brother. And in fact, the dreams that his power of interpreting dreams later actually was like his hubris at the beginning. Because he would have these dreams, and it's the kind of dream you'd never want to tell your siblings if you wanted them to ever have anything to do with you. And so his dreams were like, hey, you guys, come here. I had this dream last night, and there were like 11 stars and this huge, bright, glowing planet, and the 11 stars came and like bowed down to the glowing planet. Who do you think that was about? So he had 11 brothers, and here's a feminist quiz. What was his sister's name? Dina, thank you. There was a sister. There's a whole book about her. You should read it. So he told them this dream, and they're like, look, he's so obnoxious. He thinks he's Dad's favorite. Next night, he's like, you guys, you're not going to believe it. I had this other dream. It was so weird. It was kind of like that, but it was like these 11 sheaves of wheat came, and they were bowing towards me, this huge sheaf of wheat. I don't know what that was about. Do you? So this went on and on and on, and just want to quote this week's Parsha, which said, but when his brothers saw that their father loved him more than all his brothers, they hated him and could not speak peacefully to him. So it's not just his dreams, but his father treated him better than the other 12 siblings. And he lacked a lot of humility, and I don't think he was very mindful of actually what was going on. And you have to realize that Joseph's story is the longest arc of any story about anybody in the entire Torah. He's a very important character. But I think it's not just his character, but what happens because of that lack of humility and that hubris as he gets older. And he figures some stuff out along the way that he's not the center of the universe. And he has a little bit of humility. And I'm actually going to tell, I know you don't like that Hasidic story, but I do, since Alan Grenitz, our board president, is here, I want to tell a story, a very short one about, well, myself and you and another rabbi, and let's just say it wasn't us, it was somebody else. But it was the rabbi and the cantor and the board president. It wasn't Alan Grenitz, it was another board president. We were all standing in front of the open ark one day, and we were about to do the Elenu, and so one of the rabbis just fell down in front and said, I'm nobody, I'm nothing, I'm nobody, and then the cantor went down during the Elenu and said, I'm nobody, I'm nothing. And the board president said, well, okay, got down on his knees, and he said, I'm nobody, I'm nothing. And the cantor says to the rabbi, look who thinks he's nobody. It was not about Alan Grenitz, but it is about humility. And the truth is that I think along the way, Joseph develops from the bratty younger brother who has a lot of arrogance and no mindfulness of the fact that he's totally out of control and that something else isn't in control. In this story, it's God. And in our own lives, there's a lot of powers. Some of us believe that it is God. Some of us believe there are other things that are going on that we don't have any control over. And that sometimes can give us some humility. And I think that's what Joseph's story spoke to in me, was a sense that humility is really important if we want to be able to say we're sorry to people. It's not a weak thing to say you're sorry. It's a strong thing. And if you want to be forgiving or offer forgiveness to someone or be forgiven, it also means that we have to be humble and have humility. And I think that's very important, not just on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, but I know that if I just asked you to think of one person who you need to say you're sorry to, maybe there was a rupture in a relationship, maybe they ate more turkey than they were supposed to and you didn't get enough, whatever it was, think about that person and think about what kind of humility it would take for you to show them that you're actually grateful for them being in your life. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
We are going to, speaking of humility, continue with Elenu. We'll be doing the last verse on page 287.
And first we'll just sing the opening line. It's a little
Please
different
rise.
than how we usually do it. Everybody please rise. Aleinu, 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 Aleinu. Let's try that again. Aleinu, 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 Aleinu. It's upon us, Aleinu, 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 Aleinu.
May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding, loved each of us for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech, and may we never lift up our hand, but to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity. Cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace. We bring so many things into Shabbat services with us, joy, memory, but one of those things is also sorrow. And we turn now to the Mourner's Kaddish. It's on page 294. And in a moment, we'll recite it together and remember those who have died, remember our loved ones together. On this Shabbat, we mark the Shloshim of Michael Tafuri, Charlie Davis Jr., Nancy Hellman Bechtel, Dr. Gary Gitnick, Sylvia Namvet, Bernard Gordon, Marianne Tonkin, Joel Belafonte, Roderick Dowling, Blanche Rose Greenberg. And we observe the yahrzeit of Miriam Agaloff, Lionel Allenson Jr., Catherine Violet Alexander, Barbara Alpert, Ludwig Altman, Harrison Annixter, Anne Batey, Charles Bader, Al Beckerman, Edwina Berkowitz, Herbert Berliner, Doreen Berman, Sandor Burstein, Maurice Chesler, Irving Cohn, Ira J. Coleman, Joseph Cooper, William Drobner, Dr. Harvard Ellman, M. Wallace Friedman, Michelle Gallant, Paul Mitchum Garrett, Alexander Gluck, Miriam Joy Goldbaum, Ethel Goldman, Anita Goody, Yoram Gorin, Max Green, Sally Greenberg, Walter Gruen, Saul Hamer, Melvin Horn, Richard Jacobson, Anne Germain, Adela Schneider Jonah, Joseph Martin Kaufman, Beverly Kelman, Max J. Kramer, Abram Kukshuk, Sarah Leonard, Martin Levine, Mark Madden, David Messer, Eleanor Alberta Meyerfield, William M. Moser Sr., Leslie Paul, Lillian F. Pierce, Beatrice Pedra, Ruby Reed, Norma Richardson, Irma Robbins, Thelma Schnitzer, Raymond Schumacher, Thomas Schutz, William Martin Scott, Amelia Skoda, Marla Seff, George G. Shelton, Douglas Shorenstein, Ann L. Siegel, Richard Jonas Stein, Ruth Sugarman, Marvin Sidney Willard Swire, Bertram Tonkin, Alexander Udavasky, Robert Van Horn, George Wardy, Irving Yanowitz. And we add to those names any others in our congregation that you would like to share tonight? We'd like to ask our mourners to first please rise. And the congregation to rise with them in support. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shamei rabba, bi'alma divrach hirote v'yal mich malchute, b'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yeheshmei rabba mevarach le'olam ulmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudesha barichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, ta'amiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehesh lama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen.
Oh, say shalom bimrama. Huya say shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'al kol yoshvei teifel. Ve'imru.
We conclude with the Kiddush. It's on page 5 and led by our wonderful B'nai Mitzvah students who will lead us in prayer tomorrow morning. And a couple words before they start, we have a lot of great things going on for Hanukkah, please join us Tuesday night at Golden Gate Park. We have reserved the bandshell. It's going to be really fun. Details on our website.
5:30 p.m.
And next Friday night, in addition to me turning 40, we will also have Shabbat. And we have our teens leading us in.
If you like the High Holy Day teen-led Shabbat services, you will love next Friday night. We have 19 teenagers are going to lead our Hanukkah Shabbat service. It will be in the main sanctuary because we can't fit everybody in here. And we expect to have a beautiful Hanukkah. And also bring your Chanukiot, your menorah from home. If you have a menorah, please bring it to the service. We will do a community candle lighting.
And Rabbi Rodas, just to let you know, the clergy is so excited about you turning 40. We got you a membership to the AARP.
Thank you.
So, Mazel
Thank you.
Tov.
There we go. And I think, Rabbi Singer, were you waving your hand, Rabbi Jonathan? Ah, okay. Okay, let's join together, everybody. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, Behava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh bebereshit, ki hu yom tehila lemikra'e kodesh, zecher yetziat mitzrayim, ki banu v'acharta v'tatanu Kidashta mikol ha'alim v'shavat kodshecha ve'ava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Raise your glasses high. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat L'chaim.
You can take a quick sip of that. L'chaim. And we'll make motzi, and we hope to send you off to a great Shabbat dinner where you can then fulfill the mitzvah of eating something delicious.
Please join us. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat
Shabbat shalom, everyone.